The UN Security Council has called for an immediate end to the siege of al-Fasher in Sudan to prevent a humanitarian catastrophe. More than 1.5 million people are sheltering in the city. Food, water, and medical supplies are running out. 14 countries voted in favor of the resolution, and Russia abstained. The vote comes after multiple warnings from the UN, including a call by the Special Advisor on the Prevention of Genocide for the Security Council and the international community to protect the people. This council has sent a strong signal to the parties to this conflict today. This brutal and unjust conflict needs to end. Today's resolution shows the Council remains committed to supporting efforts for peace in Sudan. This resolution could not come at a more precarious moment. The people of al-Fasher are trapped. They're surrounded by heavily armed RSF food, water, medicine, and other essentials are drying up. Famine is setting in, and the threat of further violence, including a large-scale massacre looms large. A correspondent in Addis Saba Kadan Belau has been speaking to residents of al-Fasher about the situation on the ground. Things are as bad as they ever were, or even worse, because since the 10 of May, this city has been this city, and its environment has been ass-setting of this intense clashes, which include the use of airstrikes and then heavy shelling as well. So the trait of insecurity looms large, but other than that, the city is besieged by the RSF fighters, which means essential supplies are not getting in. And then water and food are very scarce in addition to that. The healthcare facility is essentially on the brink of collapse. 2 of the 3 main hospitals in the city are currently closed because of attacks, and now only one hospital is operating. And many charities and then medical workers are moving their patients there. In addition to that, thousands of people are fleeing the city, and particularly heading to Zamzam camp, which is located about 15 km from the city, which already had hundreds of thousands of displaced people. And it seems that the humanitarian crisis, a massive humanitarian crisis, is unfolding. And this UN resolution, what kind of a difference is it? Is it expected to make on the ground for people in al-Fasher? Well, it would be naive to assume that these warring parties would just immediately stop their violence listening to these calls like this, because that had not happened in the past year. There have been several calls and then demands like this for them to return to the table and then seize the violence, but we've not seen that. However, it could bring the spotlight on the country. This has been largely a neglected conflict, and then put pressure, particularly on other international actors that allegedly are supporting the fighters. So it could have impact in that regard. But for the people trapped in the city and in other parts of Sudan, calls like this need to be followed by actions to pro-rise the generals and the warring parties to stop the fighting. And the concern right now is that al-Fasher could fall to the RSF within a matter of days. The U.S. government has said, yes, the U.S. Special Envoy for Sudan in recent days has been saying that this city could fall for the RSF with the days, which means that the RSF could control all the 5 major cities and in the region of Darfur. This is the only main urban center that they do not control in Darfur area. And in other parts of this region, they have been accused of committing various atrocities that some rights groups are saying could amount to ethnic cleansing. And even as the U.S. was saying that the threat of genocide looked large, so there are fears that it could fall for Thef K-Bell in Addis Ababa there.
Thank you for watching. Please you can like, and please subscribe to our channel.